What's happening, folks? Back for a special video reaction this time. Yeah, someone commented a little while back that there was a cool opening sequence or theme song for an anime that it wouldn't be a bad thing to do a video reaction for. I mentioned at the time that, I had a lot of things waiting and I've been meaning to get to it. He commented again recently, so I appreciate the patience. Now, yes, I'm a big fan of anime. I have a number of anime in my own collection. I've done a couple anime watchalongs. I'm currently going through Trigun on my Patreon. I already finished going through the Death Note anime, and there will be more following that. And though I don't quite watch as much anime now as I did maybe 15, 20 years ago, I certainly still enjoy the genre and am always interested to hear about a particular anime of note. I will say, I don't think I've ever heard of Bubblegum Crash. I have, however, heard of Bubblegum Crisis, so I don't know if there's any direct relationship, but I would suspect maybe there is, maybe one is a sequel show of the other. Though, having said that, I don't think I ever watched Bubblegum Crisis. I was just aware of it. I've seen it, either advertised or, in one of my friends' collections, so yeah, ultimately, I don't quite know the provenance of this, but this was an opening title sequence / song from an anime suggested by a friend of the channel, so we're here to watch it. But yes, it's officially, I guess, opening A, which makes sense. Again, Death Note has a certain opening song / sequence for about the first half of the anime. Hello, Luca. And then about halfway through, it shifts to a different song and sequence, and same with the end credits. So yeah, maybe that's a standard thing in anime. It's not the case in Trigun, however. Trigun keeps the same opening and closing song throughout the entire anime. But in any case, let's watch it. This is opening A from Bubblegum Crash. Oh man, it's so classic 80s style anime. Just the art style just speaks to that late 70s up through the 80s anime styling. I will say also, just in the first couple shots, it looks like it might be a bit of that cyberpunk, where it's, a bit future, a bit dystopian, high technology mixed with low culture, if you will, something like Akira or Akira. So yeah, ultimately that's the vibe I'm getting right away. Wow, I mentioned Akira, and Kaneda, one of the main characters of Akira, rides a futuristic, again, cyberpunk style bike. So the fact that we instantly see a motorcycle in that same vein was a nice little sequence or coincidence there. So yeah, definitely a cyberpunk meets neo-noir type of vibe from the images. Again, we had gunshots as well as, neon signs and billboards in a, darkened big city. I will say there was one character, this girl right here, I really like her look. Again, it's classic 80s anime, and, she looks very earnest, but is perhaps in a society that is less savory. So yeah, it makes me curious about the show, and again, I'm wondering if there's any connection to Bubblegum Crisis, a name I have seen before. Okay, so by the end, I'm getting a sense that it's sort of like a mech show, or there's like four females who have these suits, which like again, like I would say mech, maybe like Gundam, I'm not sure, but yeah, they ultimately look like they may be fighting against a totalitarian, like fascist style government, or perhaps they work for the government, but they end up, having to resist corrupt or, tyrannical forces. So yeah, it really does make me curious about the show. I like the song. It's, I don't, I only know like bits and pieces of Japanese, meaning like I do know some vocabulary, but I can't usually, detect everything that is said without subtitles on a first listen. So I don't quite know if the themes or the lyrics of the song directly relate to the show, but I would assume they do. So either way, it looks interesting. I'll have to check into the possibility of looking into it more directly and maybe doing a watch along at some point, though fair to say I think there's probably a few anime in my collection, like in the collection I already have, that will likely happen before that. Nevertheless, I appreciate the suggestion. Do let me know if you have any insight on the show, and I will see you next time. Peace.